Imagine a massive party where the music is loud and everyone is buying rounds. During a booming economy, credit is cheap, companies are hiring left and right, and people are pouring cash into the market as fast as they can make it. Then the music stops, the lights flicker on, and the news is suddenly flooded with corporate downsizings. Companies slash their budgets, and people start hoarding cash for basic groceries instead of booking family vacations. This jarring change is the result of a systemic mechanism designed to hit the brakes. This graph tracks economic output to show exactly when that mechanism triggers. Technically speaking, a recession happens when the entire economy shrinks for at least 2 consecutive quarters, or 6 straight months. Instead of expanding, the whole system contracts. Usually, a recession is a painful but temporary dip. If that contraction drags on for years and the economy shrinks significantly, the situation transitions into a depression. While these downturns are difficult, they are the mathematical byproduct of a system trying to regulate itself before it reaches a breaking point. To see why, we have to look at how a boom phase begins. When banks hand out loans with very low interest, businesses jump at the chance to borrow. They use that cheap money to build new factories, launch exciting new products, and hire thousands of employees. Because everyone has a steady paycheck and credit cards are easy to max out, people start buying everything in sight. The market is suddenly flooded with eager buyers armed with excess cash. This balancing scale illustrates exactly what goes wrong. When the sheer volume of buyer demand outweighs the physical supply of goods on the shelves, businesses realize they can charge more. Prices shoot up, creating runaway inflation. Left unchecked, inflation acts as a systemic poison. It erodes your purchasing power until the money sitting in your bank account can no longer cover basic necessities. To fight inflation, the central bank raises interest rates, pulling a lever to cool the economy. Instantly, existing credit cards and mortgages cost a lot more every month. With heavier debt payments eating their paychecks, consumers make immediate cuts, stopping non-essential purchases. The government is actively engineering a transition. By making money expensive, they move the economy away from an era of abundance toward an environment of scarcity to force stabilization. As soon as people stop buying non-essentials, corporate profits take a hit. Businesses watch their revenue drop, and the very first thing they do to protect their margins is freeze all new hiring. Soon, a hiring freeze isn't enough to cover the dropping sales. Companies are forced to start firing people just to keep their doors open. This delicate tipping point can easily be pushed over the edge by external shocks. A global pandemic or a single cargo ship wedging into a canal can sever supply chains overnight, forcing an immediate halt to global trade. At this point, the contraction becomes a self-reinforcing freeze. Job losses create fear, which causes families to hoard their cash, triggering further corporate losses. As terrifying as this downward spiral is, the alternative is worse. If the economy just kept overheating, hyperinflation would eventually destroy the currency's value, rendering every dollar you own worthless. Look at this flowchart of corporate debt to see how the market filters itself. When the stream of cheap borrowed money dries up, bad businesses that were only surviving on debt go bankrupt, while financially sound companies hold steady. The companies that do survive this gauntlet are forced to adapt. They trim the fat, streamline their operations, and figure out how to produce their goods more efficiently. A recession acts exactly like a biological immune response. It is a short-term fever that the economy requires to burn out bad debt and ensure the system's long-term survival. These downturns are not permanent. Once prices have cooled off and bad debt is cleared out, the government steps back in and lowers interest rates to make borrowing cheap all over again. If lower rates aren't enough, they might send out direct stimulus checks. Injecting cash directly into people's pockets kickstarts consumer spending and gets the wheels turning. You can't stop the cycle, but you can prepare for it. The smartest defensive strategy is to build a highly liquid emergency fund during the booming years, giving you a cash buffer to ride out the inevitable bust. The boom and bust cycle follows consistent mathematical laws. Understanding these mechanics transforms a recession into a predictable event, an opportunity for a reset that you can prepare for in advance.